Tonight's story is East of the Sun and West of the Moon from a collection of Nordic tales. Are you in bed? You better be in bed. Once upon a time, there was a poor father. He had so many children that he hadn't much either food or clothing to give them. Pretty children they all were, but the prettiest was the youngest daughter, who was so lovely there was no end to her loveliness. One day, it was on a Thursday evening, late at the fall of the year. The weather was so wild and rough outside, and it was so cruelly dark, and the rain fell and the wind blew until the walls of the cottage shook. There they all sat around the fire, busy with this thing and that. But just then, all at once, something gave 3 taps on the window. The father went out to see what the matter, and when he got outside, what should he see but the great big white bear. "Good evening to you," said the bear. "The same to you," said the man. "Will you give me your youngest daughter? If you will, I'll make you as rich as you are now poor," said the bear. Well, the man would not be at all sorry to be rich, but still he thought he might have a bit of a talk with his daughter first. So he went in and told them how there was a great white bear waiting outside, who had given his word to make them so rich if he could only have the youngest daughter. The girl said no. Nothing would get her to say anything else. So the men went outside and settled it with the bear that he should come again next Thursday evening and get a final answer. Meanwhile, he talked with his daughter over and over. He kept on telling her all the riches they could get and how well off she would be herself. And so at last she thought better of it, washed and mended her only clothes, and made herself as smart as she could. I can't say that her packing took too long. Next Thursday evening came the white bear to fetch her, and she got upon his back with her bundle, and off they went. When they had gone a bit of a way, the white bear said, "Are you afraid?" No, she said, she wasn't. "Well, mind and hold tight my coat, and there's nothing to fear," he said. So she rode a long, long way, till they came to a great steep hill. There on the face of it, the white bear gave a knock, and a door opened, and they came into a castle where there were many rooms all lit up, rooms gleaming with silver and gold. And there too was a table ready laid, and it was all grand as grand could be. Then the white bear gave her a silver bell, and when she wanted anything, she was only to ring it, and she would get it all at once. Well, after she had eaten and drunk, and the evening wore on, she got all sleepy after her journey, and thought she would like to go to bed. So she rang the bell, and she had scarcely taken hold of it before she came into a chamber where there was a big bed made, as white, as fair as anyone would wish to sleep in, with silken pillows and curtains with gold fringe. All that was in the room was gold or silver. But when she had gone to bed and put out the light, a man came and laid alongside her. That was the white bear, who threw off his beastly shape at night, but she never saw him, for he always came after she had put out the light and before the day has dawned. So things went on happily for a while, but at last she began to get silent and sorrowful, for there she went about all day long, all on her own, and she longed to go home and see her father and mother and brothers and sisters. So one day when the white bear asked what it was she lacked, she said it was so dull and lonely there, and how she longed to go home and see her father and mother and brothers and sisters. And that was why she was so sad and sorrowful, because she couldn't get to them. "Well, well," said the bear, "perhaps there is a cure for all this, but you must promise me one thing, not to talk alone with your mother, but only when the rest are by to hear, for she will take you by the hand and try to lead you into a room alone to talk. But you must mind and not do that, else you bring bad luck on us both." So one day the white bear came in and said, now they could set off and see her father and mother. Well, off they went, she sitting on his back, and they went far and long. At last they came to a grand house, and there her brothers and sister were running about out of doors at play. Everything was so pretty it was a joy to see. "This is where your father and mother live now," said the white bear, "but don't forget what I told you, else you'll make us both unlucky." "No," she said, "she won't forget." And when she had reached the house, the white bear turned right about and left her. Then, when she went in to see her father and mother, there was so much joy. There was no end to it. None of them thought they could thank her enough for all she has done for them. Now they had everything they wished for, as good could be, and they all wanted to know how she got on and where she lived. "Well," she said, "it was a very good place to live where she did. She had all that she wished for." What else she said beside that, I don't know, but I don't think any of them had the right end of the stick. But in the afternoon, after they had done some dinner, all happened as the white bear has said. Her mother wanted to talk with her alone in her bedroom, but she minded what the white bear had said and wouldn't go upstairs. What we have to talk about will keep," she said, and put her mother off. But somehow or other, her mother got round to her at last, and she had to tell her the whole story. So she said how every night when she had gone to bed, a man came and lay down beside her as soon as she had put out the light, and how she never saw him, because he was always up and away before the morning dawned. And how she went on about there alone and sorrowing, for she thought she would so like to see him, and how all day she talked alone there alone, and how dull and dreary it was, and very lonesome. "My," said the mother, "it may well be a troll that's sleeping next to you. I'll teach you a lesson how to set eyes on him. I'll give you a little bit of candle, which you can carry home in your pocket. Just light that while he is asleep, but take care not to drop the wax on him." "Yes, that's a great idea." So the girl took the candle and hid it in her pocket, and as night drew on, the white bear came and fetched her away. But when they had gone a little bit of the way, the white bear asked if all had happened as he had said. Well, she couldn't say it didn't. "Now mind," he said, "if you have listened to your mother's advice, you have brought bad luck on us both, and then all that has passed between us will be nothing." No, she said, she hadn't listened to her mother's advice. So when she reached home and had gone to bed, it was the old story over again. There came a man and lay down beside her, but at dead of the night, when she heard he slept, she got up and struck a light, lit the candle, and let the light shine on him. And so she saw that he was the loveliest prince one ever set eyes on, and she fell so deeply in love with him on the spot that she thought she could never live if she didn't give him a kiss there and then. And so she did. But as she kissed him, she dropped 3 hot drops of wax on his shirt, and he woke up. "What have you done?" he cried. "Now you have made us both unlucky, for had you held out only this year, I had been freed, for I have a stepmother who had bewitched me, so that I am a white bear by day and a man by night. But now all ties are snapped between us. Now I must set off from here to her. She lives in a castle which stands east of the sun and west of the moon, and there too is a princess with a nose 3 inches long, and she is the wife I now must have." The girl wept and wept, but there was no help to it. Go he must. Then she asked if she can go with him. No, she mustn't. Tell me the way then, she said, and I'll search out for it. Surely I may do that. Yes, you may do that, he said, but there is no way to that place. It lay east of the sun and west of the moon, and either way you'll never find the way. So the next morning when she woke up, both prince and castle were gone, and there she lay on a little patch of green, in the midst of a gloomy thick wood, and by her side lay the same bundle of old clothes she had brought with her from her old home.